Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. So in this video, this is going to be the first video where I'm doing the back to basics, where I'm going to be talking about my eBay listings. So if you remember the first intro video that I did, I was basically talking about how this is going to go. So this is the first episode, and in the previous video, I said that I was listing 2 empty Coca Cola bottles and a Shaquille O'Neal toy. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna go through my Coca Cola listing, and it actually already has a bid, and I'm actually going to do a live listing with the Shaquille O'Neal toy. Okay, so this is a screenshot of my current listing right now for the Coca Cola bottles. As I said, these are 2 Coca Cola bottles that are empty. I drank from the regular red one, the regular Coke one. I did not drink the Diet Coke, I dumped that out. And these were picked up for free at an event. It was called the FIFA Fan Zone when it was here in Vancouver when they had the Women's World Cup. They had various locations across Canada, and one of them was here in downtown Vancouver. And I knew that Coca-Cola, they always support these kind of events like Olympics and just sporting events. I knew that they would be doing some sort of bottle, a new design for the FIFA event. So when we went there was a bunch of free stuff, and they were just giving away these bottles like crazy. There was long lines, and there was actually a black one as well. When I had a set of 3, those ones, like when I sold the black, the red, and the silver together, it was like crazy. It was going like hotcakes. The black bottles, unfortunately, ran out a lot quicker, and they did not restock them. These bottles were they're very rare because they were only being given out at the FIFA fan zones, the various locations across Canada. They were not sold in stores or anything like that, so these bottles were quite rare. So like I said in the first video, I've sold a lot of these bottles. I actually got my friends and family to come to the FIFA fan zone, and they all like to drink Coke and stuff too. So I told them about the event, and I told them to go get the Coke bottles, and when they were done drinking them, to give them to me. So I collected a lot of these bottles. There were a bunch of, they had various days giving away these Coke bottles. So because the FIFA event lasted, I think it lasted like 2 weeks or 3 weeks maybe. So every time there was a game on, they would have these FIFA fan zones and just give out these bottles for free. And it was, to me, that was basically like gold. I think to date with these bottles, completely free, I've done close to $1,000 US with these bottles. And you might be thinking, that's crazy. And yes, it is crazy, but it happens and it's true. Coca-Cola fans are like die-hard for the new designs, and especially when the designs are only released in Canada or the US, people from all over the world buy these kinds of stuff. I get a lot of buyers from Malaysia, Singapore, China, the Philippines, Brazil, because they're all hardcore collectors for this kind of stuff. So I would pay attention to the Coca-Cola brand, basically anything Coca-Cola sells. So let's explain the listing here. So the first thing that you want to have is good pictures. Now, I took these pictures with our DSLR, so it's like a more expensive type camera, but I did not start that way. When I was doing these Coca-Cola bottles, I actually just only took pictures with my cell phone. So you don't need an expensive camera. If you have a nicer camera, then use it. But if you don't have one, that's okay. You don't need to worry about that. You can just use your cell phone. Now the key is to have good lighting. You need to have good lighting in order to get good pictures, because if the pictures look like crap, and I'm just trying to be honest with you guys, people will not buy your stuff. They need to be clear, they need to be focused, and they need to have good lighting. because the pictures are pretty much the first impression, and you need to show that your item is good. So you need to take good pictures. So as you can see, this is my first picture right here, and I have 6 pictures in total. You want to take as many photos to showcase your item as possible. So you want to show the different angles, different ways, and just show that you're being real with your item and you're not trying to scam anyone. The more real you can be, the easier it is to sell on eBay. So that's the first thing, is pictures. So as you can see, I took a picture of the top of the bottles separately, so by themselves, individual, and then I went a little closer with the logo, and then just like a random shot where it's like them laying down on some white paper. Oh, another thing is, if you don't have like a great background, just use blank white paper. This is actually on blank white paper. The bottom right here is a bunch of white paper, and then the back is just another white paper that I lined up against a wall, and it looks like I have like an actual background setting. So that is the images. Make sure you have good images. I can't tell you how many times I see listings and it's like dark and the picture looks blurry. It just looks not very good quality. I am also a buyer on eBay. I buy a lot of stuff on eBay, and I do not buy from those kinds of sellers. So the pictures definitely do matter. Next, the title here. So as you can see, I didn't just call it Coca Cola bottles. I really maximized the title, and you don't want to just have a short title. You want to maximize it. So I will read the title and then I will explain it. So it's Coca Cola bottle, FIFA Women's World Cup 2015, soccer, aluminum, Diet Coke, football. Now, when I read it out loud, it does not make sense, right? That's not an actual title. It doesn't make sense in the grammar, right? But that's okay. You're not trying to make sense. You just want to describe what you have here. So the reason why I put so many keywords into the title is so that it can be found in the eBay search through various ways when people type in. So I'll give you an example here. If someone types in Coca Cola bottle, my search can potentially come up because I've got that in the title. If someone types in FIFA Women's World Cup, then my search can potentially come in. If someone types in Diet Coke, my search can potentially come in. So I want to put as many relevant keywords that are related to my item as possible so that I can be found. Next is the price here. I set my minimum at $9.99 US because that's the minimum I want for it. I want a minimum of $10 US, which is like $13 Canadian. Considering these are free, that's awesome to me, and I sell these over and over again, and you can also make money on the shipping. So the international shipping is $15.99. So when I'm shipping to, let's say, China or Malaysia or Singapore, Brazil, that's why the price is so high. You can still also make money on the shipping because for example, when I shipped over to Brazil, it was about $8 something to $10 something US. So I can also profit from the shipping as well. And as you can see here, I've got one bid so far, and I'm quite confident if this isn't the only bid, I will probably get a couple more. But if not, this will sell, and then I'll just list it again because I have more bottles. Next, we'll move on to the description and what I actually write. Okay, so this is the description, and feel free to use any lines. There are specific lines that I put in here in most of my listings, so feel free to use those. So again, we have the same title here again, and I've bolded it and I've underlined it. Then I have 2 times Coca Cola bottle FIFA Women's World Cup 2015. So I'm saying here that you will receive 2 bottles that are the FIFA Women's World Cup edition. And I even say that again. You want to be very clear with people on eBay on what they are receiving so that there's no confusion when they're like if they're trying to say they didn't get what they paid for, it's clear here. So we're not trying to scam anyone. So next I say the bottles are empty, and I put that in all capitals because some people want the bottles full, and I do not like shipping liquid because I had an incident where I was shipping some Coca Cola bottles to Sweden and the package arrived all wet for the customer, and I felt really bad for them because the compression of when it goes on the plane or traveling, it's like it's pop, right? So I guess it exploded or something, and they just still delivered their package like dripping wet, and they sent me pictures and everything. Obviously I had to refund them, but after that I don't ship any liquids. So I say that the bottles are empty and have been cleaned. The bottles in the pictures are the ones that you will be receiving. So again, there's no confusion. The ones you are looking at are the ones you are going to receive. Also, the bottles will be properly packaged to prevent any damage while shipping. This is important for people who are collectors, who are Coca Cola collectors. They're very paranoid about their bottles being damaged because these are like their prized possessions and they display them. They're like trophies to them. So that's why I specifically put that line in there so that they can feel at ease with purchasing from me. Next, I state that these bottles are rare because they were only given at specific FIFA fan zone events in Canada, and that's true. And I state that I picked these bottles up myself. I'm just giving more detail about the item, again being really clear and transparent, and so that the buyer can feel comfortable with me because they don't know who I am or anything like that. So I just want to be real with them, down to earth. And then I also say that this is great for Coca Cola collectors. Just in case people are buying this as a gift, so that maybe they know someone who collects and they'll be buying this as a gift. I also state that the bottles are coming from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And then I always say, please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, smiley face. I put that smiley face there on purpose, again, to show that I'm a like relaxed seller. I'm casual. They can contact me if they have any more questions. And then this line right here, these 2 Coca Cola bottles are ready to be shipped out as soon as payment has been made. So I'm basically saying the bottles are ready to go. As soon as you make payment, I'm gonna ship it off. So there's like no delays. They can get their bottles, as fast as possible. So that was the description there. So you saw the first part with the pictures and the titling and what I priced it at. I usually put this for auction and for 7 days. I find that 3 days is too short. I like 7 days. 7 to 10 days, you can do 10 days. I don't usually do 30 days because I don't want to wait that long. I want this item to sell within a week, 7 to 10 days, depending how I'm feeling. It's usually 7 days. So again, so far I have 1 bid so far. So this is definitely going to sell for at least $10 US, and I'm going to be making money off of the shipping as well. So I'm looking at a $15 US profit right now. And you might be thinking, oh, everyone always asks me this question. What about the shipping? Well, here's the thing. The customer pays for the shipping and you actually make money on the shipping, so you don't have to worry about that. That's usually the first thing that people are always asking is, what about the shipping? Yes, you have to pay for the shipping when you go ship it off, but you're using the money that they just paid you, so it's not really your money. Alright guys, I see this video is going a little bit long, so I'm actually going to be doing a part 2 for the Shaquille O'Neal toy. So stay tuned after for that video because this one took a little bit longer than expected. I really wanted to go in detail for you guys and just show you guys how I made a minimum $800 off of a free product that you guys can probably find around your houses. Remember, pay attention to the Coca Cola brand. People are obsessed with that on eBay. Alright guys, again, stay tuned for part 2 for the Shaquille O'Neal toy, and I'll see you in the next video.
back from the dead.